This is going to be a very strange video, so buckle up, because the White House, in the middle of an illegal war that's collapsing the economy as our president falls deeper into cognitive decline, is reckoning with a porn scandal at the same time as they are also reckoning with a corn scandal. Yes, those two things are somehow going hand in hand, because that is the stage of the Trump presidency that we are at. Farmers and also adults. Video content is what Donald Trump's administration is somehow bringing together as everything goes wrong for the worst people in the White House. And it all begins with Donald Trump yesterday talking to farmers, and somehow this did get over to the dirty section of things and is now causing a problem for the White House that Thomas Massie is slamming. We got to connect all these dots that start with Donald Trump talking about how great he is to farmers.
Field. I'm giving you a field that goes like this. Makes it a lot easier for you, the things that we've done. And to further help farmers recovering from the Biden catastrophe, we use money taken from tariffs. The tariffs, we've taken in hundreds of billions of dollars from the tariffs. And as I said, we gave you $12 billion in farm relief. And that happened just recently because you were hurt by certain countries unfairly. And I said you were unfairly hurt, and we gave you $12 billion, and that made up for it. I'm also asking Congress to quickly pass the new farm bill, and today I'm promising to request additional farm relief for our great patriots in the next funding bill. So we have you taken care of in both instances, and we're pushing very hard for the new farm bill.
Congratulations, Donald. You wiped out family farms. You hurt forever. I shouldn't say hurt, I should say ended American trade for agriculture. And so you gave a tiny, itty little bailout to some farmers who will, sure, see some of the cash that they lost come in, but that's nothing compared to the business that is gone forever. People don't want to bail out from Donald Trump. They want Donald Trump to stop meddling in their lives and making it impossible for Americans to sell soybeans to China. I feel like in the wake of so much other disastrous foreign policy, we have maybe forgotten that Donald Trump fundamentally changed so many parts of the American economy by just declaring war and making fake deals that have now left farmers unable to sustain their family businesses that had carried on for generations. Yet Donald Trump is saying that a little handout of money he stole from them is going to fix it all, and that actually they should love him.
The Democrats fight us. I don't know what's... The Democrats fight us on farm bills, and they always have. They are not your natural politician. Any farmer that votes for a Democrat is crazy. They are brutal on the farmers.
You should never vote for a Democrat because, well, they might not destroy the economy. What is the argument that Donald Trump is making? It doesn't make a lot of sense, but that is where his brain is at right now. It's gone, I think is the only way to describe it. Yesterday, we saw Donald Trump get excited at the sight of a gold tractor because he's so in cognitive decline. But Jack, you might be asking, okay, what does farmers have to do with Donald Trump and porn? A lot somehow, because his mind is clearly on doing the dirty, as he talked about out of nowhere last night.
Thank everybody very much, and I'm asked to take a few questions, and unlike other politicians, they would like the questions screened. I don't ask for screening of the questions. You can ask me anything you want. You can talk sex, you can do whatever the hell you want. I'm here for you.
All right, so Donald Trump is focused on making sure that farmers love him for ruining their business. He also wants people to ask him questions about what I can only assume is a non-existent sex life. And these things somehow came together. Because, again, that is the stage of Donald Trump's presidency that we are at. That this White House is just throwing shit at the walls. Now, I don't know if this post that they made was a joke that they thought was funny. It's just weird. I don't know if it's a distraction because they want us to talk about other stuff. I don't know if this was the idea of Donald Trump, who's obviously in such deep cognitive decline, and it's now blowing up in their face. But the White House is dealing with the porn problem. They should delete rebel Republican Thomas Massie's hammers White House on porn site parody. In an attempt to tout its policies benefiting farmers, the White House registered a new domain name, onlyfarms.gov, a reference to the user-generated porn website OnlyFans, and a move that didn't go over well with one Republican lawmaker. Your tax dollars are paying for the United States Department of Agriculture to parody a porn site. They should delete the tweet and the URL, wrote Thomas Massie Saturday in a social media post. The domain redirects users to a White House agriculture page highlighting billions of dollars in payments to farmers. The page does not note, however, that those $12 billion of the aid was issued in response to a sharp decline in soybean exports caused by Donald Trump's tariff policy. In a separate social media post, Thomas Massie again lashed out at the White House, only this time making reference to what he characterized as the Trump administration's failures to hold potential co-conspirators of Jeffrey Epstein accountable. Can you arrest Epstein's co-conspirators instead of riffing on a porn site? Massie wrote in another social media post on Twitter. In its announcement, the White House also shared a graphic of a mocked-up logo for its OnlyFarms page, designed similarly to the logo for OnlyFans. Massie was not the only conservative to criticize the White House over its open reference to a website known for porn. The Wii Sports war edits didn't cut it, so they decided to reference a porn site, reads a social media post from another conservative. Can we just say that these people are embarrassing? Because they are, and they embarrass us. They do not take this seriously. They think it is a joke. This is a Redditor-occupied government, and no offense to anyone who gets their news on Reddit. It's a good platform, but these people are just goobers. Joe Rogan said it correctly when he said that MAGA is full of dorks. These are insecure people who have no idea what's funny, and it's because they're so out of touch. They're so out of touch. That is what it is. If you watch CPAC this week, which... please, don't watch CPAC. I'll make some videos about CPAC. We'll mock CPAC. We'll have fun with that. But if you check in on where MAGA is right now, their elites, their leaders are so out of touch with what the base wants. Nothing could better amplify that feeling than Glenn Greenwald getting up and saying, who's ready for these Democrat impeachments that are going to come? Expecting everyone to boo, and then everyone cheers. Because they hate Pam Bondi, they hate Kash Patel, they hate Pete Hegseth, they hate Todd Blanche, they probably hate J.D. Vance. They're sick and tired of Trump. Republicans are calling for the 25th Amendment. They want him impeached. They're cheering for it. And they think making some dumbass graphic is going to save them when they've decimated the agricultural export economy in the United States, especially on soybeans, which we cannot sell anymore. Donald Trump started that process in 2019 with his first trade war with China, which only was accelerated in this administration even further. You saw farmers quite literally praying to God that Donald Trump would end his tariffs instead of, hey, I don't know, maybe not voting for Republicans anymore. It's the most crazy cult-like thing you will ever see. Republicans vote against their own interest and then pray to God that their politicians don't actually do the things they promised they would. What did you think was going to happen? Dummies? I hate to say it, but my God, he made it clear. He is a stupid man. And so the White House thinks that this is funny. And it's the same thing with the videos that they put out about their illegal strikes, killing school children, right? It was the same thing with Pete Hegseth's boat strikes. They're so insecure that they have to puff their chest out in these social media videos, but they read exactly as they are. Insecure, weak, out of touch. That is what this administration is. They don't understand what's happening with regular people's lives, and they don't care to. They are in their own bubble. Donald Trump made plenty of money and lots of business deals using tariffs to extort other countries. Howard Lutnick and his family cashed out on these tariffs and on the rebates. They made a killing, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars potentially. Howard Lutnick and his family made. Right? These people work in the administration. They knew what was coming, and they have profited off it massively. And now they think making like an OnlyFans joke is going to make farmers feel better. People are losing their family farms. They're losing their livelihood, their purpose in life. And Donald Trump does not care, because that is what this administration will do. It will make a mockery of you. It'll use you and abuse you and squeeze you for all the blood left in the rock and then do away with you. That is what Donald Trump has always done and will always do. It's why things are going to shit, and it's why he is so historically unpopular right now.
The cost of fertilizer is also up because of the war hitting farmers who are already dealing with the loss of major markets thanks to Trump's insane tariff policy. Petrochemicals, things you haven't even heard of, packing, paper bag, plastic bags, all going up. Mortgage rates just jumped again. The average rate on a 30-year mortgage is just over 6%. That is the fourth increase just since the war began. Car payments are up, making it harder for people to buy or keep cars. While all this happens, Trump's Treasury Secretary is out today claiming, quote, under President Trump's leadership, we're on a path towards unprecedented economic growth and lasting dollar dominance. And Trump is now signing $100 bills to prove it, literally putting his name on money. That's what we learned today. He's going to put his signature on money. But again, he can do 2-hour cabinet meetings. Scott Bessent can say whatever he wants. People are not buying it. It's like the one lie he can't get away with. Go figure. A recent Reuters poll found that over 60% of Americans disapprove of how Trump is handling the... Look at that. Look at that number. 62 disapprove, 29 approve. That number you see right there, that is worse than even Joe Biden's lowest mark in that poll. And keep in mind, inflation was like 9% under Joe Biden. That number you see there, Donald Trump riffing about the ballroom and the pens and going to Graceland. Could I take Elvis in a fight? That is a large part of why Republicans are losing special election after special election.
Donald Trump has never been more unpopular, and he thinks he can, or his White House does, meme their way out of it. It's not going to work. It is not going to happen. Everyone recognizes how out of touch this administration is, not just with Americans, but with their own base. And maybe it's just because they don't want to know. But they are going to have to hear it, and we are going to amplify it and have a lot of fun pointing it out on this show. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video. If you stuck around to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. Thank you, Thomas Massie, for always cutting through the bullshit. We appreciate you. Hoping to have you on the show soon. Open invite whenever you want to come hang. Keep on fighting, y'all. Don't let them silence you. And until next time, I'll see you soon.